unique awesome people. Today I had a realization and it was so funny because I think to myself, and I'm sure you will think to yourself, man, this chick's naive. How in the world can I be so naive after working in the adult entertainment industry for 23 years? Well, I tell you, I'm a naive girl because today I put my finger on something that I probably should have made a video about a long time ago, something that I just really never thought about. Uh, the way people compare themselves to other people. I'm gonna target in on guys right now. I'm sorry, guys, but like absolutely, it goes along to say with women as well. So, women, if you're watching and you have a situation that this reminds you of, please share your experience with us in the comments. Just because I'm somebody who very rarely experiences jealousy, and when I do, it's usually like not related to like sexuality or like romance. It's usually related to like something else, like I don't know, on rare occasion. Can't even think of something right now, but there are those moments where I'm like, oh my god, I feel jealous right now. That's so crazy. But jealousy is a very normal trait that most people experience far more than me. So if you do, you're normal. Ignore my shit. But because I don't really think about it or go through that experience like very often at all, I overlook something, I guess, right? And that's why I'm so naive to the fact that most men have a one policy because they don't want to think about another man getting up in your business. Well, why is that? I never really like dug into it. I guess I was just so like careless. I was just like, oh, you insecure haters, you're so territorial, you're just jealous. Like, I can't handle you monogamous guys. And that's kind of like, I just chalked it up to that. I just didn't dig any deeper. Well, today I had a call with a dear old friend who's a very experienced man who likes to speak his mind, and I love those kinds of people. And we had a big old chat, and I realized it's really about the territory. So basically, he was joking and telling me that he had thought long and hard about the fact that how he would feel if another man had his woman. And he decided it would be okay as long as the other man wasn't any bigger. And I just nearly peed myself laughing. I could not believe it. And then I thought, like, wow, this is some factual stuff. This is stuff that as a woman I just wouldn't think of. Now, other women might be watching and going like, you're such a bimbo, how did you not think of that? But I just really never thought of it all these years, and I think it's like astonishing that has never crossed my mind. So I think it's really funny. I just can't help but talk about it here. So, okay, if you're a guy who is like breaking into non-monogamous relationships for the first time, or you're opening up your relationship and you've decided maybe it would arouse you to see your wife with somebody else, or you're going to support your girlfriend having exterior relationships, and the time's going to come where you're going to talk about like who those other partners are going to be, or like what the dynamics are going to look like or whatever, like is it fair to say that like every man in the world is like secretly thinking like, well, as long as your parameter stays the same shape that I'm used to, I'll take a deep breath and I might make it through this alive. Like, I just think that's so funny. But at the same time, I mean, I guess it sounds pretty human. I knew this video was going to be so much fun to make. Okay, so ladies, let me flip it around. So ladies, do you worry that like the other woman might have like a tighter or like maybe she gets down and puts the work in a little bit better than you do? Like, are these things that you think about? I really want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to be open and share your experiences with me, because I'm not somebody who compares myself to other people. And it's not because, I think I'm so great, I can't be beat, because I have my own insecurities that are whoppers sometimes in my mind, and they can definitely mess with me. So there's no reason that these things wouldn't interfere with how comfortable I feel when it comes to other partners. But I think I've been able to do some really serious self-development over the years with respects to the competition in the strip club, because I've been in the strip club for so long, and the industry has evolved dramatically since I first entered it. I've had to figure out how to really, really, really love and embrace and market and display and sell my unique individualism. So that's really helped me out in relationships, right? It's kind of just like a accidental, side effect of that. So that's really great. I'm grateful that I have that. So I never sit there and say to myself like, oh, Does she have a newer boob job, or all these things, right? I never think that to myself, because at the club I've had to like catch myself and like not let myself compare myself to other people. Otherwise, the industry would have eaten my soul alive, which unfortunately it does do to a lot of women, which unfortunately causes all the bad choices, which feeds the stereotype, which makes everybody wonder why a sweet girl like me would be doing something like that with her life. But anyways, I've done a magical job of learning how to do that so that it doesn't affect me in a negative way. So that, I guess, for me has been really empowering with regards to being comfortable with my partners, having other partners, and being so confused why it's so hard for other people to support my desire and love of multiple loves. So naive I am. So yeah, this is a fun conversation, I guess we all at some point in our life are going to compare ourselves to other people. And when it comes to having multiple partners, that's obviously something that needs to be talked about. And I think it's wild that I'm only now a year into this YouTube channel realizing that this is a conversation we should have. I just don't know really how to give good advice on it, because I guess I kind of kung fu mastered it so early on in life, like really, really early on in life, that I don't know how to compartmentalize my initial learning curve. But I think like the best piece of advice I can give, because it's going to go back to, how I've learned to survive in the club, is that, you can't compare yourself to other people. Like you can't sit there and want to, work on your physique, or, your techniques, or maybe the places you travel with that partner, or the financial things you bring to the table, or, out having a baby first for them faster than the other person can, or whatever. Like, people do a lot of really foolish things when they're feeling insecure. So you've got to like grab yourself when you realize you're doing that comparison thing, and you got to stop and say like, okay, what can I work on that I know is my superhero trait? Like, what's my thing that's my authentic, organic, genuine, special, unique person thing about me? How do I hone in on that, fine tune it more, maybe present it more, and reassure myself that my partner obviously saw something in me? And so if not be for this unique trait or two or three or four that I have that I'm forgetting about, that I should focus on to remind myself that I am a unique individual who brings value to any relationship, don't underestimate what that unique personalized synergy looks like that you and your partner have. So even if your partner has other partners who can offer them something that you can't, it shouldn't be about if you can bring something as good to the table, no matter what it is, because you should just have faith in the fact that you guys have your own synergy, and that chemistry that's there is like no other two in the world, and it can't be matched. It's very a unique mixture of chemistry, like and that's it. Like, you got to just have faith in the experience, have faith in the connection. And if for whatever reason it dwindled because of whatever, let alone, somebody has a bigger beep than you, you can't say to yourself like, oh, I'm gonna, beat myself up. I could have, should have somehow been good enough. It's not about you being good enough. It's just about recognizing that puzzle piece connection that you guys, thought you had or wanted to have, isn't as tight as you thought it was. No pun intended. That was a total accident. And that it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to turn inwards and take it personal and blame it on yourself. You just say like, hey, I'm being free of this connection that I thought was something that it's not as strong as I thought it was. And now I have the opportunity to go and share that with somebody else, because we live in a world with so many people, with so much diversity, and it's, the polyamorous community is enormous, and it's so diverse. There's so many wonderful places you can go and meet, really unique, eccentric people. So yeah, thanks for listening. I'm gonna go. Leave some comments below and subscribe if you like my witty humor. Let me know if I missed anything.